Hey, it's Junior again from Junior Speed Shop. Like I said earlier, I was going to do a video on this small block. Bet you guys are already thinking you know what it is. You're probably saying, oh, that's a 350. Not quite. Little bit smaller. This motor is actually a 305 that a friend of mine brought into me, literally in pieces. The bottom end was together, minus the oil pump. But he had started off life here as a 305 Sprint motor here in PA. The bottom end, I couldn't even tell you what's done to the bottom end of this engine other than somebody spent a lot of money. It's bored, it's decked, has ARP, everything in the lower end. It has flat tops with 2 valve reliefs. I couldn't even tell you how far it's bored. I don't think it's stroked. It might be stroked. I don't know. I don't know the rules of 305 Sprint racing. The guy propositioned me about putting it together for him. He had bought it in pieces, never heard it run. So I told him, yeah, I'd get it together for him and get her started and running. We don't even know what for cams in this thing. I did put in a fresh new set of lifters. However, the heads on this small block are just factory reconditioned 305 heads. And I warned him right off the bat that those heads are not gonna flow nothing. The only thing that's good about those heads is they have a really small chamber. 305s had a real small chamber. So with it being decked and having flat tops in it, it's gonna have ridiculous amounts of compression, but it ain't gonna be able to breathe. He said put it together anyway. So customer's always right. All the parts on this, except for a few little minuscule things, have been provided by him. Hell, even the battery to get it running. We're not to the point to get it running yet, but we're close. The set of spark plug wires he gave me with this will not work with the headers. He gave me straight boots, and they were just all over, like it would have just melted everything down. I hooked my oil pressure gauge up to it, spinning at RPM speed of the starter. It's pushing out about 80 pounds of oil pressure, which is, I think, pretty damn high. So waiting to see what it has at startup and idle. It is just a regular flat type of hydraulic cam. There's Lucas racing oil in it, high zinc. Threw a bottle of high zinc additive in it. On top of that, he gave me this Holley 600 to use. He had it sitting in his basement along with the rest of this motor. He literally, I'll show you what he brought most of the parts for me in to put this thing together. Right there, 5-gallon bucket. He didn't know what he had. I didn't. I've been piecing this thing together from day one. Every time I turned around, I was having an issue because, you got race stuff and then he's trying to put factory stock stuff together with that. He had to get a whole new set of push rods because the push rods he had weren't long enough for the new rocker arms that he wanted to run that came with this engine. They're a full set of full rollers. Stock small block Chevy push rods like 7.7 or 7.8 inches long. We needed 8-inch long push rods, so he had to special order them and get them in. This engine is pieced together, nut and bolt, with parts just laying around. But he wanted it put together. He wanted to use what he had. So that's where we're at. You know, a few little small things we need to do yet. I need to get a plug to put in there. I need to plug off the vacuum port for the brake booster on the carburetor itself. You know, he supplied this distributor. I tore it apart at work and cleaned it. As you can see, the diaphragm for the vacuum advanced is kind of shitty, and I'm pretty sure it's locked up inside. I told him that it was probably junk, but it should at least still start it. But I'll have to plug that off. I mean, it might be, hang on a second, my neighbor's coming by. It might be a decent little street motor, but it's not gonna be a race motor with those heads. It's gonna run out of air, probably 4,500 to 5,000 RPM. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, I don't know. Never really dealt with 305s. I've always done 350s, like that one sitting over there. But when we get it fired up here, hopefully it's gonna be this weekend. When we get it fired up, I'll make a video of that and post it. This thing has just been a roller coaster ride. I've had it for a while now. I haven't really had time to dick with it up until here this past, couple weeks with all this coronavirus bullshit going on. I've been off work, so got newfound time to get stuff done, trying to get it done. Like I said, he supplied everything. Headers, heads, whole gasket kit, carburetor, intake, distributor. Now I had to get my carb spacer off my 350 because his throttle linkage was hitting here at wide open throttle. That'd have been a bad juju situation there. But I'm actually anxious to hear it run and get it the hell out of the shop, and then I can focus on other stuff. But that's it for now. Like and hit that subscribe button. Get me out there. Thanks, guys and gals. Till next time, this is Junior's signing off.